Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we're going to take a look at a Sinead O'Connor video. This is actually one of her most famous songs. It's the Prince cover, Nothing Compares to You. We went back and forth about which version we wanted to look at, and we're going to look at a live version that came out the same year or the year after the song released. It happened in Chile, I believe. This was going around a bit after her untimely passing last year. She had some type of chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder thing. You know, she had trouble breathing. And I believe she smoked throughout her life. I know that it took a while for the actual report to come out. It was just health related. It wasn't like it was drugs. It wasn't suicide or anything like that. But she was a remarkable artist, as a lot of people learned, actually, in the wake of her passing. And this particular live video has a reputation for kind of showing that, I guess, showing what kind of performer she is. She can be pretty in-depth in whatever she's singing about. She really crawls into it. This song is also dedicated to her mother, who had passed away a few years earlier, and who she also had a really difficult relationship with. There's a whole history there. Maybe we'll get into it some other time, but I think for today, we just want to take a look at this particular track. So, Adrian, you haven't seen this clip before?
No, I haven't.
Let's go ahead and take a look.
It's been 7 hours and 50 since you took your love away. I'm gone every night and sleep all day since you took your love away. Since you've been gone, I can do whatever I want. I can sing whenever I choose. I could eat my dinner in a fancy restaurant, but nothing, I said nothing can take away this blue. Nothing compares to you. It's been so long without you, like a bird out song. Nothing can stop these lonely tears from falling. Tell me, baby, where did I go wrong? I could put my arm around every boy I see. They remind me.
it's
Amazing.
a good performance. Yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty wild.
Noticed at the end of it, she really stretches out the outro.
This song was actually not particularly typical for her at the time. She really considered herself more kind of along the lines of a punk rocker. And her first album reflected that attitude quite a bit. In fact, the reason she has no hair is, I think it was either the record label or somebody said, "Oh, you're very attractive. We'll be able to market you, no problem, using your looks and everything." And she's like, "Well, they won't be looking at my music then. They'll be looking at me, and that's no good." So she cut all her hair off. That's the kind of person she was, kind of a survivalist attitude, because she went through a lot of abuse at the hands of her mom and also the Catholic Church when she was sent off to live at the Magdalene laundries, which were kind of coming to their close. But that was kind of an abusive places you could send your problem kids. And they often went through things at the hands of the people there. And they're basically shut down now. Joni Mitchell had a song about it. And that's as far as I think we need to go into that story. It's a whole big story already. But she suffered a lot, and that was reflected in her art. It also partially explains the Saturday Night Live appearance where she ripped up the Pope's picture. Because, of course, Magdalene Laundries, they're part of the Catholic Church. At the time, maybe it wasn't as known in a mainstream way just how much abuse was going on within the Catholic Church, but also other churches. I mean, a lot of places where you would maybe trust the people more than you normally would. Those places, you have to watch out for abusers. Same thing with the Boy Scouts, same thing with the Girl Scouts, places like that. Abuse goes on. And for years it went on and nobody said anything because it wasn't really safe to talk about it. And that included this time period that she was in. And that's why she got so much anger from people when that happened. They didn't understand what was going on. She was vindicated over time. Now it pretty much is a well-known thing that this happens. But anyway, she was a really intense artist, and she has a lot of good music. This is her best-known track, but she has quite a number of other really good tracks.
I think for a while I borrowed the album that was from, and yeah, that song kind of stood out to me. It is kind of different from the other stuff she usually does, or at least it was different from the other songs I heard on that album.
There's a variety of stuff on the album. There's some stuff that just sounds like Celtic folk, maybe with the hip-hop beat. The I Am Stretched on Your Grave is the song I'm thinking about there. But there's other things like that, too. You're right. And if you listen to her first album, you wouldn't expect a song like this one to show up in her catalog, really. She can be very intense, and I think she kind of stuck out as one of the real artists, I guess, of the 80s and 90s. One of the ones that just put it all out there, didn't care what people thought. Folks, why don't you let us know what you thought of this song and this performance, if you've seen it before. I know it went around a little bit, but I don't know if everybody actually saw it at the time. And just your general thoughts. If you have favorite Sinead songs you might like us to take a look at, please leave those below. Think about it. And in the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you enjoyed our presentation, please subscribe. All right, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right, take care, folks.
See you all later.